we're back. Callum and Ewan for GameEngineStart.com. We're here to talk about Microsoft now.
Yeah.
And they fucking came out the gate swinging with this one.
big moves.
Yeah, a lot of big moves, and they've kept the pace that they set a couple of years ago now, where it's just like, we're going to show you a game, and then a game, and then a game, and then a game, and a game.
Yes.
Constant.
Yes.
Constant games.
I agree.
Except for when Phil Spencer and the Xbox Studios people got up and said it was still about games, because it was like, look at all these people we have and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
But anyway, so from the top, first thing they showed was they just out and out said, yep, here's the Slim.
Yeah, they launched with a video of here's the 1S.
The 1S that has the slimmer design, and the HDR gaming is the thing that they talked about a lot.
They talked about HDR gaming and 4K quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'm assuming what the 4K means on that one is that it is, it will render to a 4K frame buffer, but will be whatever resolutions you're
whatever it's outputting resolution.
So you have to rely on your 4K TV upscaling it, which is bad. Very quickly, there's a Verge article that went up very quickly after it that's just talking about what's in it.
Yeah.
4K ultra video support, which is including Blu-rays. HDR capabilities for gaming and video. Again, they didn't say what their interpretation of HDR is.
Mm-hmm.
It is a technical thing that exists.
Yeah.
But they need to say like what that means for games, because it's still kind of unknown. One of the USB port in the front. Proper controller pairing button, built-in IR. There is no dedicated Kinect sensors port confirmed.
So Kinect is just gone.
They are not talking about Kinect from now on.
It's not like they used it in the first place.
If you want to hook up a Kinect voice controls, there's a separate USB adapter.
Right.
And there will be Microsoft says there will be a program to offer the adapters for free to existing Xbox One owners who decide to upgrade.
Okay.
So yeah, they said like, hey, we need it because HDR and 4K are going to be a big thing.
Yeah, of course. Yes, they did that. Talked about their big sizzle reel with the new controller with textured grips. Textured grips.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Phil Spencer was on stage and he just said $299.
So again, some
$299. Sorry.
Will be available early August with the 2 terabyte hard drive one is $399.
Right.
And there will be standard versions, which is a 500 gig for $299 and a 1 terabyte for $349.
Yeah.
So not that much, like $50 for an extra 500 gig sounds about right.
That's about right, yeah.
It's definitely a step up from the old Xboxes and their hard drive nonsense.
And it sounds good.
Yeah, that
sounds good.
It's a really nice looking console.
Yeah.
It is a really stylish.
The comparison shot between it and the normal Xbox One.
40% is the number they're
40%.
Yeah, it's a nice looking console, and it comes with that new textured grip controller.
So yeah, they're coming out the gate swinging thing. They immediately opened with Gears 4 and just showed gameplay of Gears 4 with Laura Bailey, one of the voice actors, playing Kate.
Playing some co-op
on stage. Looked a lot like Gears,
but real pretty Gears.
Really, really pretty with like dynamic weather and stuff like that, where the wind would react to dead bodies. And
that was a really dumb moment, but yes, I got what they were going for.
Catapults and big alien things, and it was pretty cool.
Yes, it was.
They said 27th of September for release.
I think so. Yeah.
As part of the new, they also announced their new Xbox Play Anywhere program at that thing, which is the big move that they're making for saying that if you buy a thing on digital purchases, you can play it on your Xbox One and your Windows 10 computer.
It's cross-play and cross-buy, and
if it's there, it's
cross-save as well. If you want
cross everything,
if you want to use the Sony parlance that they've been using for a while, it's all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Between Xbox and Windows.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Really good idea. Really smart.
Basically, every game that came out there. I think actually every game that was on that stage said Windows 10 as well.
Yeah, most of them. Yeah.
I can't think of one that didn't.
There might have been just to cover us.
But like all their big ones, like the new Forza, the new Gears, the new all that stuff is Windows as well. Again, very very picky, but like the first one to do that was Quantum Break, which had a pretty poor PC port.
Where it didn't have a close
button.
button.
By the time they hit Gears, they'll have had that sorted, and you could like
ironed out kinks.
Yeah, like hey, you can enable VSync. Or you can switch off VSync, and all that kind of stuff.
They, in the trailer, showed that Marcus is in the game, old, grizzled Marcus.
Yeah,
with
I
grey
wish
hair.
I knew more about the story of Gears. Where
I don't know why it's the post-apocalypse.
There was a big cheer when that happened. I was like, I'm assuming that's Marcus.
A big deal, there's going to be a unique Elite controller as well that's got the Gears signature and like blood spatters. And
you're going to do a Xbox One custom Elite controller. It'll be for Gears because people are crazy about Gears.
Crazy for Gears. So that all happened. That was very impressive.
Yeah.
They then got KI on stage. Killer Instinct came on stage and talked about their figures for when they launched it for PC. They talked about 2.5 million matches since April.
Since April, yeah.
Which is good.
There's a player
Apparently the
base
PC version is really good. I've not played it yet,
There's
even though I kind of want to.
game, apparently.
Yeah, they're still really popular. Announced General Ram from Gears of War as a character. Just picked up Jago and stabbed him in the stomach. That was.
I didn't realise that Killer Instinct was as violent as that.
Yeah.
Because there was like blood getting flicked on screen there, and I assumed it was very kind of.
Well, there's like
the kind of the like Tekken and Street Fighter kind of explosive hit thing.
No, there's like the part of like Jago's ultra combo is he like juggles them in the air with a swoosh of scimitars and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's like it does all that.
Sure. Okay.
Then moved on to Forza Horizon 3.
Very
Real pretty looking car game.
So actually, it's weird that this was the most interested I've been in a car game for a while, but it's purely from a technical perspective.
Yeah.
So they were talking about their co-op gameplay stuff. And
Yes.
one of the things that even these days, when like even in it's a bad comparison, but something like Division. If I join your game, I have to load out of my world and load in.
Yeah.
Which is pretty bad experience.
Yeah,
It's annoying if nothing
annoying.
else.
Yeah.
But what they were talking about in Forza is that if you connect to your friend to start a co-op game and their world is
It copies the state of the host world.
but it does it gradually. So
Yeah.
like that was the interpretation I took from it anyway. That if their worlds where they are is raining and at night, when you get like as you're getting there, your world will turn to night and start raining to sync. They were talking about like the seamless syncing of worlds, which is really cool. Like
Good idea.
If you can never see a load screen, that's kind of awesome.
They said September 27th as well. So the back end of the year is going to get real busy.
Looking real busy. It seems like seems like an end of year from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
At least it's getting really.
They showed off first gameplay Recore.
Game looks really cool.
Really cool looking game with amazing robot names like Mac and Duncan and Seth.
Duncan the robot.
Duncan the robot who beats people up.
Yeah, no. Oh, I just had a thought. If he's Duncan the robot and he's like a core thing, do you think at some point he takes his core and Duncan's his own core?
That'd be pretty
Like
good
through
actually.
a thing, like for an explosion.
Duncan.
Big dunks.
Yeah.
Which is what I'll be calling him. When I
Big
play it.
dunks.
That game looked like a third-person character action game.
Yeah,
There was a lot of like platforming and stuff which I didn't expect.
Yeah, like Devil May Cry kind of, not Devil May Cry in the like fast combat, but still like.
I think it says a lot about a lot of modern games where the amount of color and stuff that was in that game and character.
Lots of like yellows and.
It had a very kind of almost Ratchet and Clank feel to it.
A little bit,
in a bit.
Because all the robots seem to have kind of like weird, unique personalities. That do
and like the bad
things.
guys are kind of quirky. They're not menacing.
Yeah.
They're kind of like quirky, evil.
Cool looking game. She's got jet boots.
Wall running,
jet boots, grappling hooks.
Yeah.
All video games need grappling hooks.
Totally. I will play that game.
Yeah,
it
looks
good.
damn cool.
It was really cool.
Moved on to the first Xbox One gameplay of Final Fantasy 15, which was a weird one.
That was
because it was a very, very impressive looking thing. Big scale, massive enemies. Your bros are still there hanging out.
Is that a Final Fantasy known enemy?
Titan? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But yeah, but like it just seemed like the gameplay demo wasn't smooth. I don't know if he was messing up or if that was what.
But there was like a solid minute and a half of
him
like,
getting slapped by the Titan.
the Titan's big arm just comes along the screen and it just kept hitting him.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they were trying to set up for like a
big
warp through
QTE
it
moment
and then
or something.
Stab it or something. I just never had this thing was just batting him about the place.
Yeah, I don't know what
it
happened.
was definitely live.
Oh yeah, definitely live gameplay.
And then when they actually kicked into what I assume they were trying to do, like a team based.
Yeah, like Blizzard attack
onto them, shattering the Titan arm and all
yeah.
that stuff. But yeah, scale fucking
big,
incredible.
yeah, really, really big.
Kind of interesting, just because I kind of like Final Fantasy 7, an interesting idea of like the spells being
physical.
What looked like physical, like materia almost.
Yeah.
That they were throwing, but it looked like kind of like grenades. They had a tech look to them.
Yeah, it was
so, like throwing these spells.
But it was having them. It was having them like throw it one after another and give their like quirky cool guy catchphrase.
Totally.
That's fucking
game
will be interesting.
Yeah, I'm still not entirely convinced as a person who doesn't play JRPGs that I want to play that game.
Well, it seems more.
There's
like,
enough new
dynamic.
stuff in there where I might be interested, but
yeah,
we'll see. Like a road movie.
30th of September for that game.
That's
if you're
also
interested,
September.
again September. Talked about the Division expansion, the Underground expansion, which is dungeon like. Sewer subway
subway system in New York. Looked like there was a story stuff in there. This is the first proper big expansion that they're doing. fucking more
June
Division.
28th.
I'm
for
okay with that. More Division.
Battlefield got up and did exactly the same thing that they did at the EA press conference.
Like
Same trailer,
they played
same
that trailer
spiel.
for the third time in a day and a half.
Yep.
Like that's bad. Well, and there was and the only gameplay they had was in that trailer, and they didn't actually announce anything on that stage, right?
No, they just the same spiel that they gave at the
here's
EA.
Battlefield. Here's the same trailer. Go away.
Yeah.
The same dumb trailer we talked about yesterday.
We've got horses, all that stuff.
I want to see some in game of that.
I'd like to see the single player and see what how do you set up like the typical shooter set piece stuff.
Yeah,
in World
there's a
War
lot more explosions in there than I assumed there was in the actual.
But
combat.
It's got out of that, and then I can't remember the guy's name, but one of the head Xbox Live chief engineer guys got up on stage and talked about how Xbox Live is best thing ever. And
head of Live, yes.
Yeah, and they announced 3 things, which were the clubs, which are like community things for.
Yep.
You can get the Division players for Scotland or whatever, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so it's like here, it's like a kind of
Facebook groups,
kind
basically.
of like Facebook groups is a good parallel.
They then talked about Arena, which is like their tournament structure thing.
So again, this seemed related to they actually brought up the EA stuff from yesterday, where they were talking about them like EA organising tournaments and you can organise your own tournaments. It'll be interesting to see if EA have any back end for that, or they're just leveraging. There's one of 2 situations. Either EA have built their own thing, and are just like their tournament thing is just the end result of it, or if we're gonna see a similar thing from PlayStation, because PlayStation already kind of have it. You can set up like a. It's
not just like poorly implemented though, isn't it?
It's not good, but you can like developers can set up like basically like a meeting invite almost. Say like we are playing this game at this time. Here's the situation, and you can join that and get notified and all that kind of stuff. So. Maybe the EA thing, there's no back end, and they're just using what's there and just saying, no, this is our thing.
But we're officially sanctioning it.
And here's a website where you can see all your results.
But also on the same vein as like people looking, also just straight looking for group for Xbox.
Yeah, that was cool.
Straight LFG, like proper MMO style LFG as well, where it's people saying, here's the game we're playing and here's what we need.
Yeah.
And you can just sign up for it.
I'm sure they've done something similar to that for 360.
I can't remember.
There was like some kind of, it was like ping or radar or something along those lines.
Radar sounds familiar.
Where you would attach like to your gamer tag like just a game
looking
like
for
saying, I am looking for somebody to play Gears with.
But for someone who has done things like Destiny and you're like, oh, I want to do the raid, but I can't.
That's going to totally change Destiny, like console level looking for group stuff.
Yeah.
And it was really funny when they had the way it looked like they had like each one had like a
straight
card,
tag,
which is like the game with like a cool game background with the title of the group, and then it had tags, like proper tags saying like almost some of them were like looking for healer and stuff like that. And there was the one for the Division which had swearing okay.
Yeah.
So you're like, so they're obviously like, hopefully they're not user created tags, like there's a set of them.
Sure.
Because all that's going to happen is you're going to end up with the Steam thing of like walking simulator. And
sure.
But
you'll also get the MMO bell end thing of like looking for healer for this group must be able to do XYZ.
Like, which in your description put whatever you want. But the tags that people are searching for, like for Destiny thing, like the tags that need to be available are Warlock, Titan, Hunter,
the subclasses,
like greater than gear score, whatever. Looking for doing raids, all that kind of stuff. That's super cool. Like a console level, that's a great,
really cool idea,
and like something I would use.
Totally. Yeah, people would use that. Like solo players could use that to find their
multiplayer. Like in most games,
get to do your raid.
In most games that I play, where I do not have a crew that I play with, just because I play so many different games that I don't have a crew that follows me around. So the ability to be able to go, here's the game I want to play, here's what I am.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah. So then transitioned into Minecraft of all things.
Yeah, which was
a really cool little thing. Talked about how crossplay of Minecraft for like Xbox and tablets and computer. But I'm guessing just for the app version of that, not the actual Java.
Yeah.
version.
So it's important to talk about the for people who haven't followed it. There's they've basically split Minecraft into where they have the original Java version, which is the version that the original Mojang developed Notch game, which is basically no longer getting, well, it is getting updates, but not at the same. And then they've split off and done the Windows 10
There's
version,
the app version,
which seems to be a Windows UWP app, which is rewritten.
Yeah.
I don't know to what extent. I've never tried it, but it appears to be a rewritten version, which they are basically going to start adding stuff onto.
So they talked
about that version.
They talked about that. They talked about how Realms, their like official server hosting thing, is coming.
Which is a thing that's existed on
yeah.
PC for a while.
That's going to come
but
to consoles.
It seems like Microsoft are officially. I assume because, which is a thought that occurred to me after it. I'm assuming it's all the cloud stuff.
Yeah,
they can spin up.
Yep.
Realms pretty quick.
Talked about how they're bringing both like texture packs and add-ons to consoles, so you can like change how it looks and how they act and all that sort of stuff. The big deal in Minecraft was fucking John Carmack turned up on stage to play Minecraft with two Mojang people,
which was cool. Like, because
he just stood up and was wearing an Oculus and was like, "Hey guys, I'm here." Gear VR, sorry. I was like, "Hey guys, I'm here."
But yeah, like them talking about like connectivity between devices.
Yeah, including the gear.
One person playing on it looked like an iPad. One person playing on a
Surface. They said Surface.
There was a Surface and
was there more than one?
There were two different tablets. Whatever that was there. Somebody playing on a PC.
Yep.
And then fucking John Carmack spins out the stage.
Yeah, on
standing with a Gear VR in his head.
Yeah.
With a PC next to him.
Yeah. Sounded super excited to be there.
He sounded really excited.
I love seeing John Carmack.
Dude really likes VR.
Yeah,
and
he's really happy.
And to be honest, like Minecraft is one of the things I would be super interested in getting into VR for.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That sounds like the way to do that.
Yeah. Like looking around all crazy while you're
around, like seeing the constructions you've made, being able to be a little bit more exact with digging and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, totally.
Cool idea.
If I can hold that fucking pickaxe and like
you want a 5 controller.
Yeah. And that add-on stuff is super important. Like nobody plays vanilla. Nobody. Well, like obviously
kids and stuff will play vanilla.
Play vanilla.
But like if you want
to
get serious about your Minecraft,
but yeah, like there's not enough content in there for like. I don't want to say gamers, but like people who
want more Lego Mindstorms, less Lego.
Kind of. If you don't want to just build shit, like here's
you want to build shit that does things.
How about we give you farms and all that kind of stuff?
Which is interesting.
Which is great. Like if they can do stuff like get the official like Feed the Beast guys to go.
That might take a bit more
packager.
I figure, but
who knows? But
could be interesting.
What you want. You want the official mods to start coming over.
They then gave a cool sizzle reel about how they're now letting you customize your Xbox controllers.
That thing's cool.
Really cool idea. $80, $90 if you want your gamer tag emblazoned on it.
And it seems like they're doing like my phone.
You can like pick color.
The Motorola Creator Studio thing where you pick different colors for your front plate and your sticks.
Design Lab.
Is what a lot of cool looking sticks came out of that.
Totally really cool color combinations. I would do that for 80 quid. Yeah, that was
especially in a house in here where like. Where there's me and my fiance, where if we could both have our own controllers,
you know which one's yours.
We know like hers is obviously purple, and like I don't know, like a black and orange. Maybe
yours would be like neon blue and black.
Maybe some blue. Yeah,
probably
black
blue.
and blue maybe. Don't know. That's basically the color of my phone.
Yeah, I was gonna say your phone would be that. So then very quick trailer for the new game by the Limbo guys, Inside, 29th of June for that.
Yeah, based on if people are looking, it looks like a bunch of press got to play that.
Yeah,
and there's some gameplay and some impressions out now for that.
But look really harrowing, like a lot of just greys and dark areas and people wandering
the Limbo
around.
Guys, I saw on Twitter the Limbo guys appear to have learnt red.
Yeah,
which is the new color.
They also just said, "Hey, Limbo's free for everybody on Xbox One."
Sure.
Did that.
Who doesn't own Limbo at this point though?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Just
in case.
True.
They then showed off a bunch of indie games, showed like Cuphead and Everspace and all that sort of stuff, and said,
"We need to go investigate what Everspace was." Like another
space combat
game.
Yeah. Will it be as good as Rebel Galaxy? Who knows?
Not the music, anyway.
No. They then bizarrely gave a lot of time to We Happy Few.
So this was part of their idea
Xbox,
and specifically their early access program, which name escapes me right now.
Can't remember.
Is it called early?
No, it's not early access.
But they said
Xbox preview.
That's what it is. Game preview, and they are and they said like here's a bunch of stuff that's coming out here preview, but also here's a big in-depth thing on
like story thing.
The most I've seen about that game for a while.
Yeah, it's definitely like because the stuff that you see out of it is like the pre-alpha stuff that's all just like roguelike stuff where it's like you just get dropped in and go.
It reminded me
this was story.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of what was that game where you're being hunted by robots on an island?
Sir, You're Being Hunted.
Yeah. It reminded me a lot of that game.
It is very much like that game, but now they've got the story thing.
An actual narrative.
Where you seem to be some sort of worker for the government because you're redacting a whole bunch of stuff in newspaper, and then you stop taking your joy and
so you stop taking
realize that the world's shit.
You stop taking this drug called joy, which seems to like it literally gives color to everything. And
it makes the world great.
And then when you stop taking it, you realize that actually everything's kind of menacing and like everything is not as well maintained and everything. To that, I'm not going to spoil it, but the ending scene of that
was real dark,
effective.
But yeah, that game looked really cool. It always has looked really cool, but I'm excited to see
There's
what
definitely a
that
new level of polish on that game it didn't have last time we saw it. I'm excited about
that. Then very excited, CD Projekt Red Man came out and talked about how they're releasing a Gwent game.
Fuckers love Gwent. Like,
it's a really good game. I can't understand it, but my plan for the summer drought of video games is to go play the DLCs for Witcher.
Alright, yeah.
But that also includes me going back and learning how to play Gwent.
It looks like, because
I know kind of how it works.
Having seen so many CCGs over the past couple of years at this thing, like
it's very different.
It looks very different.
It's very different.
It looks like there's like rows and positioning is important. And all that
it's more about It's more about, instead of it being like a card game, it's more about a general looking at a battlefield.
Right.
So you've got like siege artillery and all that sort of stuff.
Oh wow.
But it's more. You get into, the guy talked about it on stage, you get into this kind of idea of like, because you only get so many cards, you don't like sit and draw off of a deck or whatever, you get given. It's more about like how I can take a tactical loss here to then win the next round handily and all that sort of stuff. It's really interesting game.
Okay.
So it's cool that they're getting they're kitting it out, fixing some of the bugs. Apparently you can break it really easily.
Yeah.
And
also the first instance of a cosplayer so far. In that video for Gwent where they had the dude dressed up as...
Oh yeah, Geralt and Yennefer.
But I mean, that was a cool way of doing it. Like they are not treating this like super serious.
No, it's like, hey, you're going to play Gwent.
There's live action of a dude dressed up as Geralt going into a tavern with a bunch of people playing Gwent.
September for that.
Cool.
Which could be cool.
There's a beta.
Yeah, there's a beta on PC and Xbox like summer, I think they said. Yeah.
I think it was.
Sure. Yeah. Tekken 7 then happened.
Yeah.
Which showed off its story mode, which has got the kind of Mortal Kombat thing of there are like cutscenes that then seamlessly go into gameplay.
That was the last Mortal Kombat that did that, right?
Both Mortal Kombat did that. Showed off that Akuma's in it, which is pretty cool because Akuma's a cool guy. Akuma versus Heihachi. He did his lightning thing. Akuma did the Raging Demon. Yeah. Which was pretty great. Early 2017 for that.
Yeah, and the gameplay they showed, that game looked sharp.
Solid, yeah.
It's weird to see a game that's not a fighting game that's not as stylized as like KI and the last Street Fighter.
No, this just looks like Tekken.
This looks like hardcore Tekken.
And it's good to see people going to 3D fighters instead of the 2D one.
Totally.
So like they actually have to move around. Because it's Tekken, you have to do that.
Sure.
Early 2017, everybody gets a free copy of Tekken Tag 2.
Oh yes.
If you've got Xbox Live Gold.
Because it's the backwards compatibility thing.
Yeah, backwards compatibility thing.
I expect to see a lot more of that than they did. A lot of people giving away stuff. Thing? No, just people just saying like, and our old game is free now and all this kind of stuff.
Sure, that would be a nice little throwaway. Totally. Dead Rising 4 got confirmed with a really cool little trailer.
Yeah,
they're doing the Die Hard thing of let's set it at Christmas and do that kind of.
They're being super dumb with that game, which is the best.
Great candy cane crossbows.
Yeah, totally.
Really cool.
Electric go-karts.
Electric go-karts, exosuits for some reason.
Some weird zombie launcher catapult thing.
Hashtag Frank's back or whatever it was.
Hashtag Frank is back. Yeah.
Is that Frank is back?
Yeah,
hashtag Frank is back
on a Windows phone.
Yep, which is Holiday 2016.
Which shows how weird they're getting. Like
that could be the game. For a couple of years there were games getting released typically on like indie platforms that were like Spirit of the Seasons things. You had like Costume Quest at Halloween and like Undead Nightmare. Right. That could be that this year because if they release it around about Christmas time, it could be that kind of. It's Holiday 2016, so they could do it around.
If it is set in the mall as well, they could theoretically like here's a Halloween.
Yeah, you could do that, which is a really cool idea. So if you do like the hit the season things, could be pretty interesting. Yeah. But yeah, more Dead Rising. Frank's back.
I expected them to make a bigger deal out of that than they actually did. Like there was no.
I don't think they've got a lot to show.
There was no intro and outro of that thing. Like it was just like here's the trailer, and then they moved on.
Well, they did. Yeah, there was like the CG thing of like Frank sitting down in a chair and lighting a fire by a Christmas tree and all that sort of stuff. Sure. But yeah, Scalebound was next.
Yes.
Hideki Kamiya got out on stage. And, was all crazy about how he wanted to share his dreams about having a dragon.
I mean, we all have dreams of having a dragon.
True. That game looked pretty fun.
Yeah.
The things that we compared it to were like Lost Planet and Monster Hunter.
It was somewhere in the middle of that.
Big enemies. Again, you cooperating
huge scale, big thing. There was some co-op in there.
Yep.
Obviously, of other people going on. Like just the kind of like everyone just kind of trying to whittle this large creature down until there was some exposed point that you then transform and
you go dragon farm and beat the shit out of. Get your dragon to like tail whip you onto different parts of the monster.
Game looks spectacular, but it's one of those things where again with the push that a lot of companies are doing, a lot of developers are doing, which is like, no, look, it's co-op and you'll work with your friends. It's like if you don't have that, like I don't follow this stuff. How well are you going to play that solo?
That'll be interesting to see. Totally. But you always have your dragons.
Those headphones changed.
Yeah, the headphones are slightly less beatsy.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is though that he actually like put the headphones on and cool music started playing.
That was a great
really
moment. Like as he was like, "Oh, you mean business?"
Yeah, it's
headphones on.
Straight
J-rock,
business.
Fake pendulum
Pretty good.
started playing.
Pretty good. Liked it. 2017 for that.
Yep.
Pretty interesting.
Yep.
Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves happened.
No, sorry. I'm into that game.
Yeah.
It's like I still don't quite get your insane reaction to that
Pirates.
game. I forget.
It's like the. So Assassin's Creed 4 did pirates really well.
Yeah.
They did their whole naval combat thing. You were looking for treasure and all that sort of stuff. But I want to exist in a world as like the like fantasy pirate, not like the actual pirate that they were going for in Assassin's Creed 4.
Swashbuckling.
Yeah, you want swashbuckling, big scimitars, big beards, yo ho ho, all that
skeletons.
stuff. Yeah, fighting skeletons, fighting krakens, all that sort of stuff. That's what that game is, and it's multiplayer.
So the thing I really enjoyed about that, apart from the fact that game looks cool, and
it looks really fun.
Co-op ship combat and all that kind of stuff. They managed to do a trailer where their gameplay thing was
fake YouTube personalities.
Well, or real YouTube personalities. I don't know.
Oh no, but it was shot in a YouTube style.
It was shot in a YouTube style where they had their face cam in the corner, and it wasn't terrible.
No, it was like it was the sort of thing that you could see happening.
That seems like a type of thing that they totally did. They were the real reactions.
Yeah.
There was 3 teams of people on ships. 2 of them immediately ran to their ship and went, "Oh, this is awesome." 1 team just sat and drank on the beach and then tried to get to their ship and get drunk. Like it was
interesting gameplay things of like the person who's the actual captain can't see past the sails, because, so you need like navigators and
somebody shouting,
someone in the crow's nest actually.
But again, like I kind of echo what.
How's that going to be on your own? Totally. Yeah, sure, but
as long as I can do,
I will play that game ad infinitum.
Like,
I will always be there.
I will be part of the crew. Don't worry. But it's one of those things where it's like you need that's where your stuff like looking for group.
Yeah, you need your LG for that. Yeah.
Like, hey, I want a group of people, but please don't make me be the fucking underdeck gunner again.
Yeah.
Because I want to actually pilot a ship once.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's going to be cool. Hopefully.
Yes.
State of Decay 2.
Yep.
Then happened.
Which
real nice looking game.
Yeah. Which was a big deal for a lot of people.
Yeah, State of Decay did really well, and a lot of people, because it's like a very open world zombie game would have been cool because like there wasn't a lot of them back in the. But it's more about like the kind of dynamic storytelling because every character was there that had a story and they could die off and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Really, really interesting. So they could do more of that into, and it seems bigger, and you can get like co-op and all that sort of stuff. Seems really cool game.
Totally. Yep.
2017 for that.
Sure.
A lot of either end of this year, start of next probably. Then Halo Wars 2 was the closer.
Cool trailer.
Really cool trailer. The kind of typical Halo big cinematic.
They kind of echoed back to the Halo 3 diorama, whichever one did the diorama trailer.
I can't remember.
Whichever one that they actually made all the miniatures.
Yeah.
Zoomed around and did
it was just like slow motion, people walking and all that sort of stuff.
Was very cool trailer. And
working with Creative Assembly.
That was a surprise. I didn't know that either. I don't know if that had been announced or not, but I didn't know that. But yeah, working with the Total War guys to make an RTS.
To make a big RTS game, which would be really, really cool.
Totally. Which hopefully,
if it's for PC, I wonder if they let you do mouse and keyboard controls to actually like treat it like an RTS.
That would be an insane thing if they don't.
Well, like it was an Xbox game. All the units was the like you could do the selection.
But that was again, that's a very different Microsoft. But also like they had to try and work out how to do an RTS on the controller, and about 80% of it worked.
Sure, yeah.
Like if you're doing that on PC, you need to respect the PC and be able to say no. You can you can whip select this stuff. Like
whip select.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, February 21st, 2017 for that week-long beta happening right now.
Which is great because like
I missed the and it's out right now moments.
And at a press conference that's primarily for press.
Yeah.
To say there's a week-long beta happening
and you guys can't play it
is kind of
it's pretty great. Yeah. And then they ended with Phil Spencer saying, "This is what we're doing now. We're all about interconnectivity with our Play Anywhere, blah blah blah, but also the future," and talked about their 4K. So high res.
Project Scorpio is a real thing.
They named it. They haven't named it. It's still Project Scorpio, but they're saying it's definitely happening.
There was a stylized logo that said Project Scorpio. So God knows.
And a bunch of developer heads going, "Oh my god, it's the future! It's so powerful, 6 teraflops."
So the things that I pulled out from that
8 CPU cores.
Based on the rumors, a lot of that stuff. Like they said, the 6 teraflops number, which is kind of massive, but also is not the best.
You kept saying it didn't mean anything.
I didn't mean that it didn't mean anything. I mean that it's not the sole
Yeah.
You cannot look at two things and one is higher teraflops and it's better.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff involved in that. But based on what they're saying, and also note that apart from Todd Howard, who was on that list, which I thought was fucking hilarious, I'll explain why in a second. All the people that were talking about this thing, about them going to developers and talking to developers, there wasn't actually any developers saying, no, this thing's pretty good.
This thing's great, yeah.
But I mean, like, putting that to one side, I'm trying not to be cynical about this thing, just because we've talked about it at length. If that thing is what they say it's going to be, that's a big fucking step.
Yep.
Like, you're talking putting the new GTX 1080s plus like the new i7's levels of power in this thing.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit, because if what they're saying is true, they're saying that they want to run. And again, they were very cagey about language and stuff like that. But they said the words 4K and 60.
They said we can handle 4K and we can handle 100
high frame rates. And like for VR, 120.
Yeah, 120 for VR. But they didn't say at the same time. Yeah.
Which is because like PCs right now struggle to hit 4K.
Yeah.
At 60.
Yeah.
So unless there's some, this is probably not what's happening, but unless they have partnered with someone to make specific hardware that is not,
that sounds ridiculously expensive if they do.
which is x86 compatible but is not like a standard processor, because they did mention the system on a chip stuff, which means it's not a generic processor. There's some customization involved in that. So there's a lot of stuff in the hardware that doesn't make a lot of sense right now. Unless, and also like this thing doesn't exist yet.
I was gonna say this is purely theoretical.
Is what they're targeting.
This is their targets.
And a lot of them were saying like when we got handed these specs, they looked great, but specs doesn't matter. Yeah. But like, regardless, I mean, we've talked about it ad infinitum about the effects this has on console generations and all this kind of stuff. They did a pretty good job of saying. They said they did their pitch well. Yeah. This is the future. We're looking at the future. Yeah. But
everything will run alongside one another. Everything all works.
They even went down to the stage of like peripherals will work on both. Games will work on both. Yeah. They got the initial stuff out there. Yeah. They've laid the foundation really well. For people who don't follow like game sites and stuff like that, who didn't know about the Neo stuff and the detail that they went into. The people who would have been confused when they talked about the online only stuff when they were talking about the Xbox One would see this and be like, oh, okay. Okay, so they're going to make a new Xbox next holiday 2017. Yeah. And it's going to run all my current stuff and more pretty graphics. More graphics to happen. Yeah. They're prepping people. Yeah. Which I think was going to be, which actually, like, now that I think about it, is probably smarter that they are prepping people for next year. Say, this is what we have planned. Yeah. So the next E3 they can do which, to be, again, very cynical, means fucking start saving for this thing now. Yeah. But also dropping the current one, current Xbox One to $299, or the new one, but the One S. Now the current one, to $299, leaves them a lot of room to be like, no, here's your next high end at $399, $499, that kind of stuff. Whatever that is, yeah, like the fact it's not Project Xbox Scorpio, the fact that they're not using the word Xbox in there. No, it's just the Project Scorpio. Is interesting. Whether that like it's maybe not the Xbox 2, it's the Xbox. It's the Xbox. Like this is what they're calling it. Who knows? And it's not even the Microsoft Scorpio. It's just Project Scorpio. But yeah, really solid performance out of it. Totally. Good solid start and finish. And and also just the final thing, I think, in my opinion anyway, they did the messaging they needed to do on that stuff. Absolutely. And like, admittedly, like they haven't had the best record of this, but this is an Xbox division with Phil Spencer in charge. He knows what he's doing. He's a smart man. He did the right level of don't panic. Yeah. This thing's coming, but we'll talk to you before it gets there. Everything's all fine, don't worry about it. And based on a lot of the stuff they've done so far about like connectivity between platforms and like making this yours and customization and all this kind of stuff, they're going to do, I imagine if they're going to do some kind of like, hey, if you buy an Xbox One, here's a upgrade path. Like if anyone was going to do it, it sounds like Xbox would do it, to just say like, okay, like again, cynically, Xbox One didn't do as well as they thought it was going to do. Like that's kind of a fact at this point. It did not do the numbers they needed to do. They do not have a good market share. So maybe this is them pulling an original Xbox where they go, we fucked up. Here's this other one. Yeah. But they can't do that now, so they need to guide people over there. Yeah, they need to slowly lead them into it. As long as they don't do it as aggressively as they have been doing Windows 10. Yeah. Sure, like if you switch on your Xbox One, it goes.
Here's a new
You
one.
should upgrade to the Xbox
Thought about a new one.
2.
I'm just gonna order it. I'm just gonna order it. I'm just gonna order it. It's on its way. Don't worry about it.
And we'll send it right to you.
Oh, wait, you don't want to order it? I'm gonna order it anyway.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
Okay, do you want me to delay the order for like a week and then we'll ask you again? Okay, we'll do that.
Okay, it's fine.
But it's cool because it's hooked up to your Xbox Store account, so we just bill you. It's
Yeah,
fine. Like,
it's fine. It's on its way. Like,
you don't have to put a credit card in. We'll just bill you.
the door's about to knock, and it's there. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah. The other thing is that like since Microsoft don't have a presence at something like a TGS,
Yeah.
they have one more spot this year to talk more about that stuff, and you wonder if next E3 is enough time for them to go and here's everything about the Scorpio. Like
Sure.
they have to have an event in about
I
March.
assume for something as big as this, they do like a Scorpio event.
They'll do
and just
something
like a thing exclusively like we're gonna sit you down and go like here's what
March,
here's our
April
plans. Yeah,
time, expect
exactly.
something
Yeah.
that says here's
Here's
what
what we're
Scorpio
gonna
is. Here's how we're doing it all.
So yeah,
That was a totally solid
Start.
I really enjoyed everything they were doing.
Yeah.
And they are sticking to their guns. That is, we are talking about games. And here are games.
they fucking
here are
talked
games,
about a
here are
lot of games.
A lot of new stuff. Well, there was a bit of new stuff in there as well,
Yeah.
but a lot of like, here's stuff you know about, but here's it actually like, as a real thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was super impressed.
yeah, real
with
good stuff.
everything
Real
they
good
had
showing
there.
that stuff.
Even their car game had some stuff in it that
Yeah.
was like, ooh, okay, right, sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's just cool things.
Very cool.
So yeah, next is Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, soon we are going to watch the PC game thing, but we're
Yeah.
not going to do a video for it.
Yeah.
Unless something huge fucking
If there's a
happens in
massive thing, we'll do a video
We'll
for it.
do
But other
one,
than that, we'll
but,
like talk about it on a podcast
we'll-
later.
We'll either talk about the podcast or we'll briefly mention it at the start of the next video. For Ubisoft.
So Ubi's next. Stay tuned to the site for all the videos and the YouTube channel. And we'll see you for Ubisoft. Bye.